I have opened a portrait in Photoshop and I want to create a mask for my friend's face. So I will create a new group layer, and with my pen tool I will create the basic shape of my mask. So click and drag, click and drag, press Alt to refine the anchor, click and drag, click and drag. Now I will go to my paths, command and click on the path, and go to my group layer and create a layer mask. Now if I create a new layer in my group and fill it with a color, you will see that I have my basic shape. Now let's refine this mask a little bit. I will multiply this so I can be able to see a little bit behind it. So first of all, I will begin by clicking on the mask and go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and give it a 2-pixel blur. This will smooth it a little bit. Now I will take my brush and a feather airbrush and start refining some of my areas. So here I can see a little white, so I need to take the white and write a little bit on my mask. By pressing Shift, I write within a straight line. I can see here a little bit more mask. And Shift. On his ears. Now I want to do this perfectly. Now from my mask I want to exclude the mouth and the eyes and some part of the hair. So I'll go to my eyes, I'll select black, I have my layer mask selected, and I will refine, delete the eyes with black. Now I can take this, my polygon lasso, and fill this area with black, Alt backspace. Now I will take my brush again, click, shift and 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 click, and so on. And again my lasso, and Alt backspace to fill with the foreground color, which in my case is black. Now here I could refine it a little bit more, so I will take my brush again, scale it a little bit up, and refine it a little bit. And I think this mask is okay. Now let's do his lips. Shift and click, shift and click, shift and click, shift and click, shift and click. Right on my mask. And now I can reduce the opacity of my mask and refine these edges a little bit more. And I think my mask is okay for now. So I will save this and bring in my photograph a new layer. This layer will be land. This is a dry land photograph. I will rasterize it, bring it in my mask, and now I will multiply this and throw away my dry land. Now I'm almost there. Now this is okay with multiply, but it lacks the highlights of my image. So I will do this. I will hide this, create a new layer, duplicate my background layer, Command U to desaturate it, Command M to increase its blacks and its whites a little bit. And now I will go to select color range and click on the highlights. And this way I will have a mask of the highlights of my image. I go to my layer in my group layer, create a new layer, and Command backspace to fill it with white, which is in this case is my background color. And go to overlay. And as you can see now, I have my highlights on top of my ground. I will reduce its opacity a little bit. Now I will go to my lips and add a little more in the mask. So I will go to my white and blend the lips a little bit better with my dry land. Now I'm writing with white on my mask. I also want to blend my hair a little bit. So I will go to my brush again, select this hairstyle brush, open its preferences, and now I will have white selected. I will rotate the brush, scale it down with my right bracket, and start adding a little bit of white in these areas. And I try to follow the direction of the hair I am trying to reproduce here. This will give a little bit better blending to my land and eyebrows. Sorry, my opacity here. And as you can see now, this works pretty nicely. Now I can also go here and write a little bit more. Here I can also change again the direction. But as you can see now, I can see the color. These are a little bit gray because underneath the image is much grayer, but I think I will fix this a little bit. Here a little bit more. Now let's say this is okay. Now this is too red, my land, so I click it or I create a new layer, fill it with white, command backspace, and I will color it. Color it. This way I have a nice desaturation, but I don't want that much desaturated, so I will just bring its opacity now down. Perhaps a little bit more. Perhaps I could correct this mask a little bit. I will take my airbrush and write with white on it, and perhaps I will reduce its opacity. Select my mask again. I want the leaves a little bit drier. And perhaps ease it a little bit by going to changing to black and easing this a little bit. I will create a new layer, go to my clone tool, reduce its size enough, select a feather brush, select this current and below, and this way I will create some clones on top of all my image. So I go here, go to the right bracket, and I just want this area here to refine the edge of the shape of his face. So I will press Alt to take some pixels from this area, click to take the pixels, and now I can ease this a little bit. So now if I hide this layer, I have, let's call it stamp, clone stamp, and now let's go here and Alt to select the gray pixels and refine this edge a little bit. Alt, take from here, So I think this is it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.